So this is Jaburo.
Zeon probably knows that the Earth Federation Force's headquarters are in South America, but I doubt they know about Jaburo. White Base is taking a pounding in battle. I hope we can take it easy for a while.
I'm afraid that's not likely. We're on level 2 battle stations.
Battle stations or not, White Base is the only home we've got.
Battle stations? Have hostiles been sighted?
We haven't heard anything from Command yet. How are we supposed to fight if we don't know what the enemy's doing?
Even more importantly, we don't know a thing about this base. Like where the enemy might get in.
We could just walk right into a nest of them.
Guess we'll have to rely on our mobile suits and intercept the enemy outside of the base. Char? The Red Comet's here too?
Hello and welcome to the pre-battle screen for Mission 2. You can see our stats have increased from the first battle, as you would expect, and we can see our combos if you really want to do that for some reason. We also got a skill that isn't inherent to us this time, and it increases our shot lock-on. Now we do have a regular ray gun, and it may not seem very important right now, but we're going to want that lock-on power-up for later. We also got our first equipable parts, which increase our general stats in a big way. We got two very useful ones, and we got one that's almost useless. Right over here, defense +1. I mean, I guess it's something. We can't look at the enemies on the field because of course we don't know where they are, and the victory conditions are simply, don't let Jaburo get fucked up. And really, I think we can handle that.
Amuro! Let's do it!
The enemy force is heading for Jaburo!
All hands, level 1 battle stations!
This level is a great way to show you how our actions influence the AI around us, either enemy or ally, in a way that is uncommon in other Dynasty Warriors games. There are currently two entrances to Jaburo that we know of, this one over here, and one diagonal from here. And I'm not actually in a field right now, but I'm outside one of the fields where the enemies are attacking, so we can see how our allies react when we help them in a fight. And the answer, as you're hopefully seeing right now, is they move toward the nearest enemy base and attempt to conquer it. But if they run into other enemies along the way, then they're going to fight those first, because otherwise they can't move on. They're not like us, where they can just boost around everywhere. But yes, you're seeing right here the direct effect we have on a battle. We kill an enemy they're struggling with, and then they move forward. It's not the biggest amount of strategy ever, but it's a hell of a lot more than in regular Dynasty Warriors titles. And this is because Koei is really good at making licensed games. They always tailor the mechanics to the theme and the overall universe of the license. So we just cleared the way for our allies to go toward an enemy field, so we're going to leave them alone and let them handle that themselves. And we're going to go over here toward the other entrance into Jaburo and help out Hayato. He's our other ally, besides Kai. If you're playing a regular Dynasty Warriors title, your, first instinct might just be wipe out everything that's red. But this game doesn't work that way, and you'd wind up getting your ass handed to you on this map in particular if you tried that. We're still headed toward Hayato right now, and you might have noticed that it's quite a long trek. Kai and Hayato are very far apart, and while they can hold their own decently well, they're going to be overwhelmed pretty fast because there's a lot of enemy forces here. I'm going to go ahead and add some markers to the map to show you where the entrances are. Down in the south over there where the white X is, that's where Kai is located. And where the orange X is appearing at, that's where we're headed to meet with Hayato. These are the only two entrances into Jaburo currently. We need them both to be safe at the same time, and if we were playing this like a normal Dynasty Warriors game, that would be near impossible because we can't move between the two locations that quickly. However, you'll notice, thanks to our help, our forces over toward the white gate are already advancing to the left and have taken over a field. So the enemies will now have to go through that field our allies have taken over, again thanks to our help, if they want to get anywhere near the white gate. But the only person defending the orange gate up here is Hayato, which is why we're helping him.
The Zeons are right in front of the base!
Don't mess with me! I'll stop them.
Why, you...
So they followed us here. Damn!
So after that cutscene, which just triggers after a set period of time, the game spawns in a fuck ton of enemies to try and take the base. And you'll notice our friends over toward the White Gate are doing alright at holding the enemies back thanks to our help. But over here, there's virtually no one. These guys are pressed right up against the entrance, and the only person here to help defend it is Hayato, and he's not going to be able to hold his own here. If you would have left him alone here, he would have died within a minute. Because you can see Kai is already having trouble with the enemy forces, and we did help him.
Keep your cool.
So Hayato over here, who would have been left alone if we weren't here, would have died very fast. But now we've cleared out the enemies toward the Orange Gate, at least the ones right up against it, so now we need to head back over to help Kai over near the White Gate.
Hayato! What are you doing? You'll get yourself killed!
Amuro! I'm sorry.
The reason Amuro was yelling at Hayato just now is because Hayato tends to be very reckless as far as the Gundam universe is concerned, because he's in a rivalry with Amuro, even if Amuro doesn't know it. Hayato is always trying to prove himself just as good as Amuro, because Amuro does get a lot of special attention in the original Gundam series. I'm coming, Kai. I'm coming as fast as I can.
She's gonna blow!
The thing is that even if Kai did lose here and the enemies moved toward the gate, they would still have to conquer the gate itself, while the enemies toward the Orange Gate, they were already right up against it. So again, thanks to our direct help, things are doing better over here than they were over by Hayato. I mean, Kai's still getting his ass kicked, but at least we gave him some help to work with. And yes, the Orange X is gone. This is because the Orange Gate is safe and it's impossible to take over now during this phase. So we just plain don't have to worry about that one anymore. And we don't really have to worry about this one anymore either, because we're over here now and nothing can stop us. Not yet, anyway. Hopefully this level has already given you an idea about what Dynasty Warrior Gundam does that none of the other games do. Because it kind of kicks ass.
I can read you like a book.
All right, southeast base clear.
They're trying to win by sheer numbers. White base, are you all right?
Amuro, mind if I handle the northwest entrance? I won't do anything reckless. I just want to help out.
I'll handle this entrance, Amuro. I need something to do anyway.
I mean, I thought you guys were already defending those entrances, but whatever. So it said they're trying to win by sheer numbers, but in the actual anime, Zeon's forces are very outnumbered in this fight. This is because, of course, they just got out of that huge battle over in Odessa, and they had very few forces to spare.
Enemies? More of them?
We took over this field right next to White Base, so that way White Base wouldn't be in too much danger. Because now the Zeon will have to go through this field to get to White Base, which is a lot better than if it were just sitting there by itself. And you can actually see Zeon dropships moving throughout the area, like there's one headed toward where we're walking right now. And it's going to try and drop off more enemies to cut off Kai, but we're going to go help him, so that won't be an issue. However, after it does drop these last enemies, the phase will change again, so we don't have much time to help. Still, some time is a lot better than no time, isn't it? I suppose we haven't talked about Kai very much, have we? He's kind of a smartass, very cynical, very depressed. And he gets a lot of flack for it.
enemy used the water conduits to get inside Jaburo base!
What? I'll stop them. They've gone far enough.
So now the entrances are being opened by choice so I can get inside and stop the enemies, since they got inside through the water conduits. And you might wonder how they did this. Well, Jaburo is a subterranean base. So while we were distracted fighting the forces in front of it, they had plenty of time to get inside through the water conduits using these mobile suits, which are water-equipped. However, if we take over this field, then they won't be able to move toward the base's core, and things will be fine. Way up in the top right is the area we need to protect. Without that, then we're useless, because this is the base of the Earth Federation forces on Earth. The base. It has a mega city inside of it. It's where mobile suits are produced. Well, hey, it looks like we've taken care of this whole invasion thing now. We've pretty much stopped the enemy forces in their tracks. All we need to do is clean up. And really, that shouldn't be so hard. Oh. I see.
What the? I got a bad feeling about this. I can read you like a book. Don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. Friendly mobile suits?
Damn, who the hell are you?
Friendly mobile suits are under attack from an unknown enemy.
What? Red? A red?
This isn't good. It's heading for the core.
Not only are your strategies pathetic, but you fight like amateurs.
That's one of the things I really like about this mission, is the way it recreates Char's invading the base. I'm sorry, his name is Char. The way it recreates Char's invading the base. It is possible to stop him before he gets to the base core, but that's not nearly as dramatic, is it?
A red mobile suit? Could that be Char? It is! It's him! Yes, he's here! Char!
You've gotten a whole lot better, Gundam.
Damn you!
Impressive.
Welcome to the first battle with Char, at least in this game. Amuro has met Char once before, and he was able to defeat Char because, again, the Gundam was superior. Ever since then, Char has felt that his honor was wounded by being defeated by such a, a newcomer. How could he possibly be beaten like that? So he's obsessed with challenging and defeating Amuro. He's actually the reason Jaburo is under attack right now, because he had a spy track White Base all the way here. As for this fight itself, the most dangerous thing about Char is his headbutt, which he can use to break through one of your combos whenever he feels like it. It's actually a genuinely difficult fight for that reason. But if you wait until after he finishes his own attack, then he'll probably be open. This time we're not going to be able to win because of our superior technology alone, but as Char said, we've gotten a lot better. So now our fighting skill in combination with the Gundam might be enough to take him down. And it certainly looks that way, though it is a pretty close call so far. Even though we're taking a bit of a beating, there are health boxes scattered like all over the place that we just haven't opened yet. So even if we were about to go down, assuming we could manage to retreat in time, we would just be able to open one of those. So you might have noticed the flaw in Char's mobile suit, and it's that it can't move for shit, so we're just hitting it in the back over and over, because it has virtually no mobility. Just kind of wailing on it. Char is so silly. So very silly. He should have known better. Oh hey, you used a special attack for once.
I don't think so.
All enemies in the water conduits have been neutralized.
Someone good enough to cause me to break a sweat. Who are you?
So that's the Red Comet. Char! Followed us all the way to Jaburo, huh, Char?